And Bhutto went to the jail. The book that he made carried the caption, "If I am assassinated," because he had that inkling that the military people would hang me. So a small book I went through. In that there is one reference to India. He says, India is a much more heterogeneous country than Pakistan. Very obviously, because Pakistan is one religion, and India, 4 religions born in India, Hindu, Jain, Buddhist, Sikh. And then many people don't know the second biggest Muslim population in the whole world is in India. And 3 of our states, they are Indian states, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Mizoram, they are Indian states, but they have 90% of people Christian. So that is India. So Bhutto writes there, India is much more heterogeneous. And second very important sentence he writes there is, if India were to have dictatorship and martial law on the pattern of Pakistan, India would have been cut into pieces. Because so much differences. So he says, and with how much pain he would have written this sentence. My Pakistan, which had only one religion, has been divided into 2. And this India, with all religions, and then so many languages, and still India is one. But at the same time, he doesn't want to give credit to India also, so very unwillingly he has written the third sentence. But by the sheer din and noise of democracy, India is keeping as one unit. My Pakistan is divided. So I tell people of India, you see what a kind of very sensitive matter it is for a country like India to keep united. And people like us who are working, because I started working in this field in 1942, 5 years before India became independent. So we are keen that India must be, at least what India we have must be one. When I was in the primary school, when we wrote map of India, we had Baluchistan for our eastern border, Burma for our western border, Ceylon for our southern border, and Kashmir for the northern border. Now Baluchistan gone, Pakistan, Burma is an independent country, Sri Lanka is an independent country, and Kashmir has trouble. So I say, we must keep this India at least united, no more divisions. And I tell people, gun is not the answer, because Soviet Union was no short of guns. Pakistan used the gun and broke their country. If they had accepted, well, Urdu and Bengali will live together. After all, Sri Lanka problem, 4 religions in the main in Sri Lanka. There are Hindus and Buddhists, Christians and Muslims. We don't see any problem there. But there are Sri Lankan refugees in America. Why did they come here? They are fighting. Fighting between what? People who speak Sinhalese, people who speak Tamil. 2 major languages in Sri Lanka. 100,000 people have been murdered just in the name of languages. So I did my camps, 3 camps in Sri Lanka. I took Tamil people from India and asked them, you bring both Tamil and Sinhalese people in the camp, so we must build them bridges among them. So 2 languages have created problem. Czechoslovakia had only 2 languages, now it is in 2 pieces. Yugoslavia, beautiful country, had 3 languages, now it has become 3 pieces, 3 different nations. So I say, how to keep India united? So this is one program that we do. All languages, and many of you would have understood the meaning of the theme. Bharat ki santan hum hai, Bharat ki santan. We are all children of Mother India. So repeatedly, every place we have all religions prayers. I say, all religions are mine, because all the religions had the same goal, to teach man truth, honesty. These are all the things that religions teach. It is not fighting. And languages. Many countries were divided because of languages. So what we do is we start with all religions prayers, and we conclude with all languages song, 18 languages song. So a message goes, we are all one India, so India is one family, that kind of that. So can we do all religious prayers here?
Just one question, Bhaiji. Was Jinnah more instrumental in division?
Repeat?
Was Jinnah
Jinnah.
was more instrumental in division?
He had no religion anyway, but then he led the Muslim League. To start with, we had a great political leader whom Gandhi said he is my guru, Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Gopal Krishna Gokhale called Jinnah the Hindu-Muslim Unity Ambassador. 1915, Lokmanya Tilak, who was supposed to be a little rightist, more Hindu, he had a case fighting against the British, and his lawyer was Jinnah. And he won Lokmanya Tilak's case against the British government. Many things happened slowly, poison. In fact, 1930, Jinnah started saying Muslims must have their rights, etc., etc., etc. Some Hindutva people also started saying, we don't want Muslims in our country. All these things developed. In fact, we had a journalist who died, Kushwant Singh. He had made an article where he says, who divided India? Jinnah? No. Then he goes on developing his argument. There are arguments and counter-arguments like that. But Jinnah became he did not read Quran, he was not a Muslim, he did not do namaz. But then, for fighting, he was the leader of the Muslims. He became, yes.
To get your idea, just a hypothetical question. If India had only one language, would India be different?
13 people, young men and women from Germany came to stay with us. We have a hostel, the Gandhi Peace Fund. I was supposed to introduce India to them. I asked them, how many nations are there in Western Europe? Western Europe, leave away Russia and everything. There are about 29.
Mm-hmm.
And how many religions do you have among these 29 nations? One. They're all Christians. You go to the north, Sweden, Norway, you go to the south, Greece or Italy, they're all Christians. So they're all Christians, why do you have 29 nations?
Countries, yeah.
Why not one? And the total population is 300 million. And I told them, compare. And when I go from, a couple of times I went by car, on the road. I don't know when I left France and got into Germany. Why are they two countries? Because same color, same food, same dress. Only because they speak French and they speak German. Only because they speak different languages, they are different nations, being one religion. And in India, we have 18 languages, major languages. We have a Central Institute of Indian Languages, which has named 1,652 mother tongues in India. When you go to Mysore, you can go to that office, Central Institute of Indian Languages, the food nearby there it is. So when I went there, one Patnaik used to be director, he said, look at us, these are all our languages. So many, but we did not make it. It has happened that so many languages have been born. So I told the German people, we are, at that time itself, we were nearing 10 billion people. 10 billion people, and then so many languages, so many religions, still we are one country. So I said, I'm not apologetic that sometimes clashes take place. It should not take place. But then we have to create the minds of Indians for this, to accept all of them as ourselves. It has happened. And somebody was saying, I think here, in his home, I think, we must have cut India like this and me. Australia, they could do it because there are no people. So they drew straight lines and made states. But in India, every inch of land, there's a man. Somebody speaks Telugu, somebody speaks Malayalam, somebody speaks Gujarati, somebody. So, and language is a very important issue for human relations. So we cannot ignore that. That is how things have taken shape.